foi tabua ya o sisambe bu rekan roka adoro mo tabua anto tele taka na waronga na pula FM namba 2 ena ser
bula naga go ilimo do tele taka na FM na bo sa seta to na pula FM
bula o tsempo ni valu ngone ni kandabu me mo kisa o bacik na sinu ando tele taka bali na waronga na pula FM na bantu ena ser
o lorima na ga di suka lambasa to do tele taka na Bula FM. Naman dua na sena.
Bula FM.
Good evening. This is FBC News. I'm Jackie Spade. Tonight, government is confident that agreement by all of the tripartite partners is within reach. The Health Ministry uses surveillance systems to detect any cases of Zika before it spreads in Fiji. A new MP to use media experience in Parliament. Government is confident that agreements on labour law reforms by all of the tripartite partners is within reach. Employment Minister Semi Lavisau says it is for the benefit of all workers in Fiji that there is a collective agreement prior to the International Labour Organization's governing body, which sits in March. Maggie Boyle with the story.
With the ILO-sanctioned tripartite mission wrapped up, the sentiment that there is room to agree and comply with the ILO's freedom of association is resoundingly clear. Employment Minister Semi Lavisau today reiterating what needs to be done to ensure any utterance of an ILO Commission of Inquiry is simply that, an utterance.
I am confident there is a lot of goodwill for the benefit of all Fijians at Fiji. That all the stakeholders, the parties, including the workers, the employers and the government, will be able to sit down, iron out the differences, and let's sign a document and take it to Geneva.
With the ILO's mission's preliminary statement commending the open and frank discussions, Lavisau admits there is still much ground to be covered.
There are certain adjustments and amendments to be made. That is for the Solicitor General and the Attorney General that they will deal with that, but we believe that we will be able to take the amendments to Parliament in February. Come March, we should be in a position to have a consolidated document, a tripartite document that will be signed by all parties.
The parties, namely the government, the unions and the employer representatives, have just over a month to work out their differences and agree on a labour law reform plan. If the parties fail to agree, the next course of action will be known in March, when the ILO's governing body will convene to discuss, among other issues, Fiji's situation. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
The Health Ministry is relying on its surveillance systems to detect any cases of Zika before it spreads in Fiji. National Advisor Director for Communicable Diseases Dr. Maikama says they have activated border control operations to catch any suspected cases as people arrive at our ports of entry. Farzana Nisha reports.
The Health Ministry admits it isn't easy to stay one step ahead of the Zika virus, which has so far spread to 20 countries and is now a threat of alarming proportions, according to the World Health Organization.
Primarily because there's this issue about incubation periods, where people are walking around with the disease but cannot be detected. Right? So diseases tend to build up 2 to 3 days before symptoms actually appear. So these cases are coming through the border. It's very difficult to detect them until they get sick here and starts to transmit the disease through the mosquitoes.
Medical experts are warning of an outbreak of global concern. Brazil alone could have up to 1 million people infected, and new cases are being reported in different corners of the world. Dr. Kama says authorities here are fully aware of dangers of Zika entering Fiji because mosquitoes breed easily in most islands and there are already cases of dengue fever popping up.
So the outcomes you're worried about basically is the complications which are microcephaly in newborns, birth defects, and also Guillain-Barré syndrome, which is like a stroke-like condition that keeps people incapacitated for quite a number of weeks. So we're aware of that and how much it can cost to the country when these kind of conditions come in.
The Secretariat at the Pacific Community says there haven't been any confirmed cases of Zika in the region, but further investigations are underway to detect the circulation of the virus. Acting Deputy Director of Public Health Division, Dr. Salinieta Saketa says Zika virus infection can only be confirmed by a laboratory test, which isn't readily available in the Pacific.
The symptoms for Zika virus is similar to chikungunya and dengue, where people will feel feverish, have joint pains and rashes. Farzana Nisha, FBC News.
Public Relations Officer and former sports journalist Mataya Kola says his media experience will help him tackle his new role as a Member of Parliament. The Fiji First candidate takes up the position after the resignation of Sanjit Patel.
You know, we are going to help move the country forward, areas that I could assist the current government in regards to media information and, you know, other issues pertinent to the country moving forward, and hopefully we could contribute in a more productive way.
Akola will officially be sworn into Parliament on the 8th of February, along with fellow Fiji First candidate Merceline Dean, who takes over from Dr. Neil Sharma. Seasonal employment opportunities offered to Fijians to work in Australia and New Zealand will be given to those living in rural communities. This was revealed by the Employment Minister Semi Koroi-Lavisau in Suva today. Ellen Stolz reports.
The minister says this is in line with the government's vision of making socio-economic development inclusive for those overseas employment schemes.
We are able to send seasonal workers from the rural areas. We are actually encouraging the people that are not employed now. People in Vanuatu, in the interior of Vanuatu, interior of Vitilevu and the Maritime Islands, who do not have any opportunity to work. Unlike our urban dwellers, they have the opportunity to do our own work here.
He says he hopes that this will improve the rural to urban drift and encourage people to live in their villages.
This will encourage people that are in town to move back, you know, give them a time of, you have to be in a rural village setting or settlement for 6 to 12 months before you can apply to go as a seasonal workers.
Currently, there are 138 Fijians working in Australia under the seasonal workers scheme and 33 in New Zealand. Ellen Stolz, FBC News.
A 55-year-old woman is the latest road fatality after the vehicle she was travelling in veered off road at the Kings Road in Alawa early this morning. The woman was travelling in a Toyota Fielder rental car which her 52-year-old husband was driving. It is alleged that the driver lost control of the vehicle and veered off road. They were both rushed to the Nanukuloa Hospital in Alawa, and the woman died later. The driver, her husband, is still admitted under observation. Police are requesting that the public be careful whilst using the road in the early hours of the morning. The couple were on their way to Suva from Tavua when the incident occurred. Investigations into the accident continue. Still to come on FBC News, newly opened Harvest Plaza adds colour to Nasinu.
And I love Mirchi FM.
Hi, my name is Sonny from Canberra. I love listening Mirchi FM online.
मैं हूँ उर्मिला देवी आसियासी तावा से जितेन शांडिल को और अश्निल को तावा में लॉक कर दिया जाए.
हम लोग यहाँ से कतो कमें Mirchi FM सुनता है. Mirchi FM is hot.
I'm Shelly in Tanga Nursery. Mirchi music simply bindas in nursery.
मैं अशफाक वालिल हुसैन Mirchi FM मेरे नस नस में.
Mirchi FM. Welcome back. This is FBC News. Residents of Kinoya Nasinu will now have access to a range of additional services thanks to the opening of the new Harvest Plaza. The three-story building was today opened by the President of Fiji, Major General Chiochi Konrote. Kelly Vadala has the details.
The Christian Mission Fellowship's 8-year plan has finally become a success. It was a historical occasion for the church as it brings to fruition the church's vision.
What we're witnessing today is the manifestation of the part of the CMFI 8-year plan that was officially launched on the 5th of May 2011. The plan clearly outlined our intentions to develop both hands of the gospel, the proclamation through the sharing of the gospel of our Lord Jesus Christ, and the demonstration of the 5 strategic focus areas, that is people, ministry, organization, infrastructure, and finance.
Opening the complex today was President Major General Chochi Konrote, who says this adds to another milestone to the country.
The CMFI has truly provided a place where the spirit of community can grow. Here in the Sinu, a place where people will shop, where neighbors will be able to meet and interact with one another in a friendly and safe public facility.
The complex was built at a total value of $5 million and was funded by the church members and loans from financial institutions.
The Harvest Plaza will host 25 tenants, providing a variety of retail, food and professional services that will employ approximately 160 people. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
Fiji Television Limited is awaiting word on when its pay TV service Sky Pacific will be taken over by Digicel Fiji. The execution of the sale has been languishing for months as Digicel and the Fijian government negotiate certain conditions. Parent company for Fiji TV, Fijian Holdings, is ready to hand over the business, but as of now has no indications when this will happen. FHL Chief Executive Nozab Farid says, in the meantime, Sky Pacific continues operating.
The discussions are not between us, it's between Digicel and government of Fiji. So as soon as they get a proper license, they can execute the transaction. But through a press release which I saw, the press release from Digicel says they got a draft license, but it has a lot of conditions. They have not shown to us what exactly those conditions are.
While you're out at work, school or even shopping in town, make sure you're drinking a lot of water. The Health Ministry says one of the common problems they're seeing now is the lack of hydration as we continue to experience the hot and humid weather. Akosita Tale reports.
The public are being advised to drink at least 3 liters of water a day or even more if you're doing strenuous work, as dehydration is expected to be on a high. Fiji's National Advisor for Non-Communicable Diseases, Dr. Isimeli Tukana, says people should even be more careful and stay away from ice water.
All Fijians today should be taking it at least 3 liters and measured. Yeah. I'm not talking about grog, or I'm talking about water. Yeah. Plain water, not water-based fluids, you know, just plain water, and move to mbu and things like that, the natural ones. So that to me will be basic. If you just do that, it should reverse your water level has to come back to normal.
Dr. Tukana says dehydration or an imbalance of fluid in one's body can bring about headaches and waterborne diseases like diarrhea.
More heat, more perspiration, more water loss, so your body is depleted of hydration. And you must remember that our body is 2/3 fluids and 1/3 solid.
The public are being advised to keep an eye on how much fluids they lose during the hot weather, illness or even exercise, and drink enough liquids to replace what has been lost. Air condition and fans is also a contributing factor to dehydration. Akosita Tale, FBC News.
The current humid weather is a day and night concern to many. Sainiana Mboila caught up with some in the city and filed this report.
Keeping fluids up, staying indoors and a dip in the pool can be some of the answers to this humid weather. While for others, this weather is a real concern.
For me, regarding this weather, I can stand it because it's really hot.
The weather is very hot. It's really very hot.
Great weather here in the city, even though it's quite hot, but I really like it.
Nandraki Managing Director and Consultant Meteorologist Neville Coop says warm ocean temperature and change of season are greatly contributing to this weather.
The first is warm ocean temperatures to the north of Fiji, which are associated with the El Nino event that we've had for the last 6 months or so. This El Nino event is now peaked in strength. However, over the next 3 months we're going to still see some quite warm temperatures around Fiji as the ocean temperatures cool after the event. Another issue that's affecting us right now is the fact that the seasons change, and as the seasons change the sun moves relative to the earth, and so the sun is now moving northward towards the equator, and today it just so happens that the sun is directly overhead Fiji. What that means is if you were outside today at noon and stood and looked at the ground, the shadow that you cast would be practically zero. The sun is directly overhead, shining right on top of your head and causing no shadow on the ground.
Moving into the last 3 months of the cyclone period, Coop says the humid weather also can generate depression, which under the right circumstances can turn into hurricanes. It appears this hot, humid weather will continue into the foreseeable future. Sainia Nimboila, FBC News.
The LTA's new customer service centre has proved to be convenient and accessible. Chief Executive Naisathu Nadeva says they've invested a lot in their new facility. Kelly Vadhala has the details.
It is more approachable to counters and fast service. I spoke to customer Monish Ram, who said he was pleased with the new setup.
The customer service is much better than before. We come here every day. We have our company Unicars, IMVD, new vehicles, and I think system for IMVD and system with LT is very good than before.
For 41-year-old Savurin Galida, the new customer service is readily accessible.
LT is a new customer service. It is easily access to us customers. Everything is in one room, and the refurbishment too is good. And thumbs up for LT's initiative.
CEO Twinadeva says their customers will always remain a priority. Therefore, training their staff to conduct good customer service is critical.
That is one area that the current government, the minister, has been vocal about it, okay? And we are not taking it lightly. It's not only because it's coming from our boss, from our minister, but the fact that we know that we are here for the people of Fiji. The only reason why we are here is for them, and it's only proper, it's only right that we have to give them the best service.
The LTA's new facility opened last week, and there has been a lot of positive feedbacks from the public. Kelly Vadhala, FBC News.
3 new carnivals are expected to be held this year to allow more young women to compete for the Miss Fiji title. Miss Fiji pageant chair Hirdesh Prasad says they have received confirmation from the Nasinu Town Council and they are still expecting word from the Savu Savu and Lami Town Councils. Prasad says the Miss Fiji pageant will be held in Suva this year after the completion of municipal carnivals.
It will go as far as September. All municipality festival will be held and finished by then. Then we prepare for Miss Fiji pageant, and right after that we prepare for Miss Pacific Island pageant in Samoa.
Contestants from 10 municipalities competed at the Miss Fiji pageant last year. And on that note, with the Wellington 7 starting tomorrow, Jamie is here with the very latest.
Thank you, Jackie, and good evening. I'm sure you're all looking forward to the Sevens just as much as I am. So coming up, we'll have the very latest ahead of one of the biggest Sevens tournaments in the series. And Fiji under-23 wins last match to end Spain tour on a high. This and more after the break.
I'm Dori from Nasinu Market. My choice is simple, Gold FM. Only the classic hits.
My name is Yvonne. I'm from Nandi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Sayandra, my name is Sunny. Only the Gold FM at Golden Point Resort, Raki Raki.
Hi, I'm Anna of Nasinu. When it comes to a radio, my choice is always Gold FM. Only the classic hits.
My name is Anna and I'm from Nandi. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Rugby fever will grip the nation over the next 2 days as the Wellington Sevens tournament kicks off in New Zealand tomorrow morning. It's a phenomenon typical of our rugby-loving country, which hopes to see the National Vodafone Sevens side succeed whenever they step onto the field. Charlie Ndavakadaka has more.
One person who knows all too well about dealing with the boiling point pressure before game time is confident the national Sevens side will perform well.
From a sportsman side, the government have provided everything that they need to win from Wellington. Now the ball is in their court, and it depends how they've well prepared mentally, physically, and spiritually.
Coming from an athletics background, the 2012 Paralympic gold medalist says people should not expect too much from the players as they set out on the next two legs of the World Series.
I would like to ask the nation if your prayers to be with the boys in Wellington.
Come tomorrow, fans will be gathering around their television sets and tuning into radio broadcasts of Fiji's matches.
I think Piotr will do good because I like how he plays.
This year's Wellington Sevens will be a challenging one because it's a build-up to the Rio Olympics, and especially for the Fiji team, and especially for the captain.
I'll be watching Semikunatani, even though he just got back, but I think he still got it.
The chance to taste victory again at Westpac Stadium after a lapse of 5 years will be on the minds of the players and fans when the Wellington Sevens kicks off tomorrow. No pressure. Talent Otakadaka, FBC Sports.
Meanwhile, Vodafone CEO Pradeep Lal has conveyed his best wishes to the Vodafone Fiji Sevens team ahead of kickoff in Wellington. Lal has reminded the boys that it is important to maintain their outstanding form so that Fiji can defend the World Series title successfully. He adds this year is a critical year for the team as they prepare for each of the legs whilst keeping focus on the elusive first ever gold medal for Fiji at the Olympics. The Wellington Sevens kicks off at 10:30 a.m. tomorrow, and you can watch the entire tournament live on FBC TV. Phil Berner and Luke McCloskey will make their World 7 Series debuts for Canada at the Wellington Sevens this weekend. Canada currently lies on 13th spot on the World Series rankings with 8 points. The Fiji Under-23 football side ended its Spain tour on a high note, defeating Shenhua Shanghai 1-0 today. Striker Rusiate Matararenga scored the lone goal in the 36th minute as Fiji ended the tour with a win, 2 draws and 3 losses.
The Fiji Under-23 football side ended their 6-match tour of Spain with a win today. Coach Frank Farina was satisfied with finally tasting victory on the tour.
Yeah, good result. You know, we had a good win today. I thought the game we played very well. Most probably the only disappointing thing was we didn't score more goals. So I thought, you know, we created enough chances, but the finishing wasn't as good as we would like.
The Fijians created many opportunities in the match, but could manage only a single goal. Farina says there are other areas of the game that the team has improved on.
We made a lot less mistakes today in terms of, you know, defending or whether it's goalkeeping, whatever. And I think we kept possession of the ball a lot better. And, you know, we created most probably as many chances today as we created yesterday. So, again, that's an area we just need to improve on.
Farina is happy with the overall performance of his team on the tour.
It's a wonderful experience. And as I said, this is the first step towards the Olympic Games, and it's been a great one.
The Fijians use this tour as a build-up for this year's Olympic Games in Brazil. The team returns on Monday. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
Winners of the 2015 Fiji Sports Awards will walk away with more than just a trophy next month. Organizers have thrown in sporting goods and vouchers for each of the winners as a reward for their efforts over the past year.
In addition to the nomination plaque and the actual winner's trophy, and that's going to be a voucher for the winners to take down to J.R. White and to have to spend basically on whatever they wish to spend it on.
88 nominations have been received for the Fiji Sports Awards, which will be held on February 26th at the Vodafone Arena. That is your sports for tonight. Good evening.
Courts in Sports World have partnered with the Health Ministry to ensure everyone is living, eating and staying healthy. Courts in Sports World have organised 2 events as part of a community engagement. They are promoting the fights against NCDs and creating awareness on body mass index. The first event is a regional fun run to be held in Suva on the 13th of February and in Nandi on the 20th. The second is the body mass index awareness, where customers can go to any of the 16 Courts and 4 Sportsworld stores to measure their height, weight and get their body mass index. The promotion will be held for 4 weeks. Atian Kumar has been appointed General Manager for Daytech Fiji Limited. Vodafone Fiji CEO Pradeep Lal announced the executive appointment today. Lal says he brings on board the necessary leadership and extensive experience to drive Daytech's transformations. Kumar joins the business with more than 10 years of experience in the mobile ICT industry and having executed highly successful IT strategies in integrated solutions. Before his appointment at Daytech, Kumar headed IT and corporate security for Vodafone Fiji. Kumar begins his new role as General Manager for Daytech Fiji Limited from the 1st of February. It was warm and humid across the country today with mainly clear skies and mild breezes. Looking at the temperatures, Lambasa was the hottest centre at 34 degrees, with Banlatoka hitting 33, followed by Suvanadi at 32. Looking to tomorrow, we can expect much the same as today, with temperatures in the 30s. There is a chance of scattered showers over the interior and eastern shores of the larger islands. There are a chance of showers or occasional thunderstorms developing late in the day. And the further outlook is for Sunday, and it's the current conditions to continue. Recapping the main stories tonight, government is confident that agreement by all of the tripartite partners is within reach. The Health Ministry uses surveillance systems to detect any cases of Zika in Fiji. And Wellington 7 starts tomorrow in New Zealand. On to this week's poll question, and we are asking, do you agree with Semi Kunatani's inclusion in the Fiji Sevens team? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Jackie Spate. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Bye for now.
I'm Sarah, I'm from Tafwa, and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Freddy, I'm from Gamiatong. I listen to Mario on the traffic jam every afternoon.
Hi, my name is Salah, I live in Asinu. Today FM rocks. My name is Denasa and I'm from Lutoka and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Mulamila, I work at Golden Point Resort. I love listening to Today FM, it rocks in Raki Raki.
I'm Mary from Nandera. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
We love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.